guys, so this is the second part of the lesson from today. I apologize for not being able to stay and finish this lesson with you all, but I wanted to make sure that you had all of this information. So when we look at slide 12, 613, we see that Ignacio and Oliver, again, they created these two mats, and we can show their simplification here. So we can see over on mat A that there was a zero pair here, there was a zero pair here, and then we removed an X from both sides because there was no zero pair on mat B, and removed a unit on both sides. So on mat A, we're left with 3 X's, and on mat B, we're left with 6 units. This is as simplified as we can get, knowing what we know. We have already done all of our zero pairs, and we've also removed any of their balance sets that are on each side. So anything they both had, we went ahead and already removed that. Typically, just for your understanding, this little key that's up here, this will show you the colored in one will typically be positive, and then the open one will be negative. This is how your book will show the positive and negatives, as opposed to like the blue and red, like what we use when we have color. But obviously, when we go back to the real world, not everything will be in color again. So this is what we have to work with. So if you were to think for just a second, which side is greater now that we've simplified? Mat A is worth 3x. And mat B is worth 6. So if you were to think about which one of these is greater, 6 or 3x? So odds are you said, well, we don't know what x is, so we can't tell. If you said that, you are right. So in my text box down here, I'm literally going to type which is greater. We can't tell unless we know the value of x. So if we think about when x is 1, how does that change which side is greater? So when x is 1, mat A is worth 3 times 1, which is 3, and mat B is 6, always 6. So that tells us when x is 1, mat B is greater. Sorry, these typos are killing me. So since we don't know the exact value of x, we're just trying out some values. When x is 10, mat A is now worth 30, whereas mat B is still worth 6. So in this circumstance, when x is 10, mat A is greater. And one more example, do you ask for? Sure, why not? When x equals 2, mat A is going to equal 6, and mat B doesn't change with the value of x, so mat B is also 6. So that tells us that the mats are equivalent. Okay? So unless we know the value of x, we cannot tell which is greater. Okay? Slide 13 that I didn't cover up the rules for. So good job, Miss Miller. Killing it. Anyway. Sorry. It just is what it is right now. Strategy 1. So we're basically trying to decide, are these legal moves, yes or no? So with strategy 1, it says if you have a mat like the one drawn below, you can add the same number of tiles to both sides. In this case, I added 3 negative tiles to both sides. So what do you think about adding 3 negative tiles? So we talked about you can take away the same amount, but yes, you can actually add the same amount to both sides as well because it keeps the sides balanced. So strategy 1 is legal, yes. And this is what you're writing in your notebook. Okay, strategy 2 says that on a mat like the one below, I added positive 3 to mat A and negative 3 to mat B. So can we give $3 to one person and take $3 from the other person? Does that keep it balanced? No, you say. No, you cannot. So no, this is not illegal because you have to add or take away the exact same amount in order to keep things balanced. So if you are watching this live and you need a minute to pause me, go ahead and pause me here so you can make sure that you get those written down. Oh, fail. Again. All right, so strategy 3 says to simplify, I removed a positive X tile from one side and a negative X tile from the other side. So can we remove two opposite types of tiles? Okay. Can we remove two opposite types of tiles? The answer is no, because you are not removing the same value. It does not maintain equivalence because you have to keep it balanced on both sides. So you cannot remove two opposite types of tiles because that dotted line separates them. Okay, so don't get confused with zero pairs here because they're on two separate sides. Strategy 4 says on a mat like the one below, I would add 3 zero pairs to mat B. So you would add 3 positives and 3 negatives to mat B. Yes, that is legal because you can add as many zero pairs as you want because it's technically adding nothing, quote unquote. Okay? So the last little part that I wanted to go over is your homework. Make sure when you complete your homework problem, 6-6, 6-7, 6-11, and 6-17, 19, and 22, you're actually attaching pictures. If you put it on a Word document, that's fine, but submit it for week 19 because otherwise I don't have access to it. Don't just put a link on there unless you add me to it directly. Okay, so make sure you attach those. And then the very last part of today's lesson is your learning log. So you are summarizing the methods that your team and class developed in the last 2 lessons, aka one lesson that we did at one time, on the expression comparison mat. Label your learning log. You don't have to label it because it just is what it is here. So you're talking about what are the legal moves. Hint, hint, hint. Look at slide 6 that we went over. I lied. Slide 7 that we went over conveniently together. Hopefully you made those bold, italicized, whatever you have to do, because that's what I told you to do in class. Then your justification, we came up with together. That goes in your learning log, and then you are done. Don't forget to complete your ed puzzle that was given to you at the beginning of class, and you are good to go. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. Hope you didn't hate me too much. Okay, love y'all. Bye. Now I got to figure out how to turn this off. I don't remember. This is what happens when you get old. I'm just pushing all the buttons now because I don't know how to get out. Oh my God, if I was not recording that whole time, I'm going to be so mad. Oh, I was recording. So you're welcome. So if you watch this last little minute of Miss Miller trying not to lose her ever-loving self, you did a great job and enjoy yourself and go. I will see you Thursday. Bye-bye.